Man. Wow, it's good to be here again today. How are you doing today? How are you? How is your day? How's it been for you today? All right. Good to be here. Let me know who's here. Let me know who's here. Let me know who's here. Let's have some time. Let's have some moment. Wow. Let me see who's coming. Let me see who's coming to dinner. Emeka is here for dinner. The night economy is here. Oh. The night economy is here today. Let's make some. Let's have some good time. Let's have some good time. Let's have some good time. All right. Let's have some good time. Emeka, how are you today? Good to see you. 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 All right. Let me see who's here. Let me see who's here. Let me see who's here. This is the night economy. Who am I hanging? Who's hanging out? Who's hanging out with me tonight? Who is hanging out with me tonight? Let me see who is here. Let me see who is here. All right. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. How did your day go? How's your day going? Tell me, how's your day? How's your day going, man? Let's buy some time tonight. Let's buy some time. Let's buy some time. Let's buy some time. All right, let's buy some time. Who is hanging with me tonight? All right, who is hanging with me? Who is hanging out with me tonight? Okay. It's good to be here. In the next 3 minutes, we are going to go live. Tell your friends we are here in the night economy. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. You know, it's not all about when you feel like doing something, you just go do it. You are building habit. And that is beautiful. All right. Let's have some time. Let's have some good time today. Let's have some good time today. Let's have some good time today. Okay, let's have some good time today. All right, let's have some good time today. Emeka, you know, I'm thinking of the gift to give you tonight, and for showing up on time, for being here with me today. I'm thinking of the gift to give you, just like I did the other time. Okay, I'm thinking of the gift to give you. Okay, I'll think of it. I will. I need something befitting. Okay. Let me see who's here. Emeka, do you have any question to ask me? Personal business question do you want to ask me? I want to bring you live. So let me give you that gift of time now. As we talk about buying back time, how to buy time. So let me tell you, do you have any question to ask me? I'm going to just bring you live. If you have any question to ask me, let me know the question you would like to ask me. If you have any question for me tonight, like usual, I will bring you on and you can talk to me. Okay, is there anything you want to share with me? Is there any thought you want to share with me? All right, Joseph, it's good to have you here today. Oge, it's good to have you here today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming around. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for coming around. All right, so Mika, do you have any question for me? If you have any question you would like to ask me, I will want to bring you on the screen so that you can ask me your question in case you have any question, even before we start the class. Okay. Thank you for joining. All right. So who is here? Who is coming to dinner? 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 Okay, thank you for joining us. It's always beautiful to be here with everyone. This is another night economy. Let's do this. Let's do this. Who is coming to dinner? 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 Okay, 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 okay. Who is coming to dinner? Who is coming to dinner? Who is coming to dinner? All right, so tonight we are going to be talking about how to buy time, or you can say how to buy back your time. All right, Collis, it's good to have you tonight. It's good to have you tonight. How to buy back your time? How can you buy back your time? How can you buy back your time so that if you live in Africa, if you live in Nigeria, you will realize that one of the things that is being highly wasted is time. We don't put so much premium and so much value on time. Abdullahi Bukola. Okay, so let me answer that question for you. I'll bring you live now. So just join me. I just want to give you as a gift. Let me answer that question for you. Are you there? Come live, or except you're wearing your singlet and you're in your boxers and you don't want people to see your face. Okay, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on, eh? Oh, your internet is not as beautiful as it's supposed to be. Hi, how are you doing? Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, your internet is not strong. Your internet is not strong. I can't. It's hanging, right? It's hanging. Okay. Okay. So let me see if I can answer. If I can help you to answer this. How do I get into the diaspora market and create struggle structure to create demand? Okay. You need to understand this is how to do this. I promise to answer. I promise to give you this gift. So let me give it to you straight before we go deeper into how to buy back time. All right. So number one, you need to know that what exactly are they looking for? What is the desire? What is the pain point of the people in the diaspora? The diaspora market is a very big market. You know, the contributions to the diaspora market, you know, you know, the contribution that the diaspora market is making in terms of the money that is being sent back home, it's in several billions of, couple of billions of dollars. And that shows to you that the number of people, people in the diaspora want to buy things back home. And there are doubts, there are two things you must think about when it comes about the creating value for the people in diaspora. Number one, it's how speedy things can be done, how speedy things can be done. And secondly, it's how effortless you can make it happen for them. Now, if you can find a way to hit at these two things, how speedy things can be done and how less sacrifice you can cause them to have in the course of wanting to do transaction, because that's where some of the challenges are. And so if you can find a way to do those things and then be be progressively productive in supporting or in solving the problem, and be dispassionately, now that's the word, be dispassionately consistent in finding a way to solve their problems, you will find out that you will be able to get to this market. You must be able to apply the 7-11-4 strategies. What is that? 7-11-4 strategy. That means 7 hours of content. That means they may be able to get to know you and get to learn from you in the course of the period. And so, if all of these things are there, you will over time begin to get the attention of the people. The diaspora people buy more from you when they know you. So if they don't know you, they don't buy from you. So the point is, can they know you? Can they make them know you? So how can you make them know you? By creating what we call value visibility. Okay, you have to create what we call value visibility. So you have to give them value. Many people want to focus on brand visibility, but if you want to sell to the people in the diaspora, your focus must be value visibility. So value visibility in the sense that you must show them, you must give to them. Don't ask yourself, what am I going to say to them to make them buy? No, you are going to ask yourself a different question. What am I going to give to them to make them buy? What am I going to give to them to make them buy? So you target this market by, you have to do more of YouTube videos. Okay, so if you really want to, if you really want to be reaching out to the Nigerian diaspora, you must be a YouTuber. Find a way to become a YouTuber. You must do videos that can get them with an amazing thumbnails, and people can find you because they come online. Look at what are the challenges that people have before they buy properties. What are the things that are the concerns, the headaches, and all of that that they face, and how can you help them to solve that? Now, that should be your obsession. Your obsession should not be to sell. Your obsession should be to serve. So you should find a way to serve them. So if you can serve them, meet them at the point of their needs, guess what is going to happen to you? They're going to come after you wanting to buy something from you. And so that practically is going to help you to be able to meet their needs. All right. So focus more on how to serve them, not how to sell to them. So, by the way, don't sell them product, sell them ideas, sell them knowledge, sell them opportunity. So, sell these people access, sell them opportunity, sell them opportunity, sell them knowledge, education that can show them how to, number one, how to make it speedy, how to get things done on time, and number two, how to be effortless in getting things done. If you can put these two things together, you are going to get more people in the diaspora to begin to respond to you, because what they are looking for is something that, number one, it's going to reduce the time. That means it's speedy. Number two, it's going to reduce the sacrifices they make. All right, Frank, it's good to have you here. All right, so that is very beautiful. All right, so I hope I've been able to help you to answer that a little bit. Please let me know where you are watching us from. If you're joining us tonight, let me know where you are joining us from. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be very awesome. All right. Let me know where you are watching us from. All right. Anywhere that you are watching us from is beautiful. Let me know. I would like to know where you are watching us from. All right. So that's because I would like to connect with you. I would like to connect with you. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. It's a very nice one. All right. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. It's going to help us to make a fantastic decision. All right. So let me know. Okay. It's good to know that that is helpful to you. So let me know where you're watching from. All right. Frank is watching from Enugu. It's good to see you here today, Frank. I appreciate you. Emeka is watching from Akwa in Anambra. Okay, Collis is watching from Lagos. Okay, Abdullah Bukola, where are you watching from? Let me know where you're watching from. Joseph Victor is watching from Mina in Niger State. That's beautiful. I can remember. Um, Modesta Oge, let's know where you're watching from. Let's know where you're watching from. Tell us where you're watching from, and if you believe that your friends can join us on this, what you need to do is to put the names of the friend that believe should be part of this in the comment section. Put their names. It could be 10, it could be 20, it could even be 30, because you are so generous. You want your friends to enjoy what you're enjoying. So list their name in the comment section. That's number one. Number two thing that you do about the video is to also share it. Share this video as many times as you can. All right, share this video as many times as you can, because it's going to help someone life is going to change because of this video that you share. So if you can share this video, it's going to change your life. All right, so today, what are we talking about? How to buy time, how to buy back your time. Okay, so when most people think about money, there's only one thing they think about. Then think about the selling their time. When they think about money, they think about selling their time, and that's how we grew up. It's called the sacrificial period of our life. But if you want to begin to grow wealth, if you want to begin to understand some certain things, the reason why I buy asset, the reason why I make investment is not for appreciation. I am making investment for buying back my time. And the reason why you start business shouldn't be because you want to be a boss. The reason why you start to be an entrepreneur is to buy back your time. So if you want to be wealthy, you must know how to buy back your time. If you want to enjoy freedom lifestyle, you must know how to buy back your time. Because one of the poverties that is so common in our world today is called time poverty. One of the poverties that is so common in our world today is called time poverty. People are so poor when it comes to time. All right. So, and time is what we need the most, but what we use the worst. And I will say that again. Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst. So we use time poorly, and we're wondering why we're broke. Okay, so if you use time poorly and you're still wondering why you're broke, that's why you need to be in this class. You need to begin to understand the value of time. And one of the things that the wealthy people, wealthy business model runs all around the world is finding a way to buy time. So the moment you know how to buy time, you can buy back the rest of your life. So the way you can buy the rest of your life is to buy time. Now, money, most of us don't know the time value of money. And at the same time, almost all of us do not know the money value of time. And so, if you don't know the money value of time and you don't know the time value of money, you are going to live your life in a broke way. And you're going to live your life just getting by. And a lot of people live life just getting by because they don't know the time value of money and they don't know the money value of time. So because you don't know the time value of money and you don't know the money value of time, you were just living carelessly and casually. No wonder you are becoming a casualty in the game of life. Now, in the economy planet, you must know how to buy back your time. Because if you don't know how to buy back your time, you're going to have a lot of issues. And good to have you here this night, Mr. Wale Daudu. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. Thank you. How are you today? It's good to have you here. So you must know how to buy back your time. Time is not money. Time. It We often make money in time, but time is not money. But time is more valuable than money. Time is life. Time is essence of being. Because the moment there is no more time, there is no more life. I remember back those back in school, all of us do have what we call we're writing examination. And when we're writing examination, something happened to us. When the time is up, and they say time's up, you can't do anything anymore. And so time is what is common among men What is common among men is time, and what make people uncommon is also time. So, what's if there is anything that is common between all men is that we all have equal time. If there's anything that is also uncommon that makes some people uncommon among men is that we don't also use time equally. Now, we we buy time so that we can buy back the rest of our life. So if you know how to buy time, you will be buying the rest of your life. Now, this is what happened. If you live in Africa, you need to know how to buy time because mostly most people time has been wasted. People go to school and often the time the universities are on strike. I think was it not a year ago almost the university in Nigeria were literally on strike for almost a year, if not more than that. A whole section was wasted. But what happened is it's not just a section that was wasted, it's a part of life expression that was truncated. And so if you don't know, if you don't put a premium on your time, now this is what I say to people. Whoever does not value your time can never value your wisdom. Whoever does not value your time can never value your wisdom. So, one of the insults on the continent of Africa is when we use the word African time. And then when we use the word African time, and then it means it's synonymous to lateness, we're just simply saying that Africa does not place premium on his own time because there is nothing like African time. There is time and there is Africa. So don't this is not African time. Now that is I don't know who created that concept. I don't know who started propagating that idea, but that idea is one of the most poverty sinking idea I've ever seen in my life. There is nothing like African time. And don't join the multitude to commit that evil. Don't join them to say there is no African time. No, there is nothing like African time. There is Africa and there is time. Time is never partial. There is no 25 hours in America. There is no 26 hours in Asia. There is no 27 hours in Australia. Guess what happened? Time is the same all over the world. So the movement of the sun may be different, but time is the same. Now, how you use time determine the expression of life that you are going to have. So, if you don't know how to use your time, you are going to have a lot of problems. Now, one of the things that shows that you have value for time is promptness, how timely. Punctuality is a respect of time. So, if you have a meeting and you show up on the meeting on time, it means that you value time. This part of the world, one of the reasons why people remain poor or the system keep people poor is that we don't place premium on time. In other crimes, it is a crime not to keep the time. So time is very important. So you need to understand that if you want to change your life, you have to change how you see time. If one thing is done right, now this is going to be second day of the month of November in any moment from now. And for the people in the likes of Australia, they are already in the second day of November. All right. So now this is what happened. You need to place premium on time because premium, if the only thing you will ever change, if the only thing you start thinking about right now, as you start having a wealthy thinking towards time, you start having a wealthy mindset towards time, let me tell you something. Everything about your life will begin to take a positive shape because time is life. Time determines how well and how expressive your life is going to be. So, there are three dimensions to time. There are three dimensions to time, and I'm going to use that as an expression today. There are three dimensions to time. And so if you look at the three dimensions to time, and I'm going to be using some words, and I just need you to understand these words. And it's not condescending, it's not embarrassing. I need you to understand. So before I use those words, it doesn't make it someone less in value than the other person. But I just needed you to start thinking of time from these three dimensions. Because the moment you start thinking of time from these three dimensions, which all of us are in this same dimension, and it is not a role, it's functionality. So time, well, the people of the world buy back time. Well, the people of the world buy back time, and it's going to be awesome and it's going to be beautiful. um Ola, it's good to have you on this show tonight, Ola Isaac. So buy back time. Let me tell you about a man. His name is David, and this man is a psalmist, is a poet, okay, and is romantic, is a wise man, is an entrepreneur, is an investor. One time he was looking at his life and he said this word, and I would like to quote him today. He was talking and he said, Lord, teach me to number my days that I might apply my heart to wisdom. Now, placing premium on time, we add more wisdom to your life. Placing premium on time, we add more wisdom to your life. There is difference between maximizing time and optimizing time. And so a lot of people think they can just maximize their time. But you don't become extremely successful in life by just maximizing your time. You become extremely successful in life by learning how to optimize your time. So there are three ladders to time. There are three equations. There are three ladders to time. And so the moment and three different set of people we function from three levels of timing. And the moment you can begin to think of timing from the way we're talking about it, number one, it determines how fast you create wealth. So when some people want to make money, they think of time rather thinking of value. Now, one of the most romantic divorce that should happen in life, one of the most romantic divorce that everybody must carry out, and this divorce is very legal and there has no implication, negative implication whatsoever, and that is for you to be able to divorce making money from timing. So the moment you can divorce making money from timing, something is going to happen to you. That means you can make more time. I love the way Warren Buffett said it once upon a time. Sir Warren Buffett, Mr. Warren Buffett said, if you learn how to make money when you sleep, you will be rich forever. But if you don't learn how to make money when you sleep, you will work till you die. So what happened is, if you tend to learn how to make money when you sleep, you are divorced money from time. That means you don't need to go sell your time to make money. Now, that's one of the things that you do. Now, salary means that you are selling your time for money. All right. So, and it's not a bad idea to sell your time for money. But if you have to sell time for money, make sure that it gives you big money. And then so that someone said, if time is money, then buy more time. All right. If time is money, then buy more time. So that means by buying more time, I'm buying more money. So, you know, when we are younger, we thought we have all the time in the world. When we are younger, we thought we have all the time in the world. And when we start getting older, we begin to understand the sacredness of timing. We realize that we don't have all the time in the world, therefore we want to optimize the time that we have. And so, but what about every moment you live in your life, you realize that every moment passes, you are dying. Every as you are, you know, every moment we live in the world is called the world of decadence. What that means that everything in the world is dying. Everything in the world is dying. So you and I don't have all the time in the world. We and I don't have all the time in the world. So what do we have? What do we have? We have this understanding that we don't have all the time in the world. Because we don't have all the time in the world, something is happening to you. What is happening to you? You begin to place more value on your time. You begin to learn to number your days. And because you number your days, you can create wonders with your time. People that number their days create wonders with their time. So you put everything in that perspective. So the first thing is respect time. Time don't work for you if you don't respect time. Respect time. Respect your time and respect people's time. You know, people don't really respect people's time. And if you don't respect people's time, it shows in the way that you do things. One time I was in invited by a church somewhere outside of Lagos, and they told me I'm going to be speaking at so time of the day. And I drove with my team and we went for that meeting. It was not in Lagos. They said I'm going to be speaking by 3 p.m. I got to the place by 2:30. And I really respected the person that invited me for the meeting. And when I got there, I was in my car. I came down and I went for, I asked them, come on, when am I going to be speaking and all of that? And I was there till like after 5 and I wasn't speaking. And by the time it was 5, I told my team that we have to leave. And I left the place. Why did I leave the place? I left the place because they never placed premium on my time. Time is very important. Let me tell you something. Whoever does not respect your time can never respect your wisdom. Whoever does not respect your time can never value your wisdom. Your wisdom is attached to time. So time is key. Time is essential. So what am I talking about today? I'm talking about you placing value on your time. Time is essential. How can you make more money within a short period of time, legally and morally? Now, what determines wealth? What determines wealth really? Somebody makes $1 million when he's 60 years old. Another person makes $1 million when he was 27 years old. Who is richer? Now, think about it. Who is richer? Somebody makes $1 million when he's 60, so another person makes $1 million when he's 27. Who is richer? The 27-year-old person is richer. I guess that's your answer to. Why is he richer? Because he has more time to enjoy life. Time is so crucial. Time is so necessary for you to experience life. You know, so I tell people when you have passed the age of 40 and you're still not built well to a point, what I advise people to do is that you need to then, and that's one of the reasons why I teach sales to people, is because when you have passed the age of 40 and you want to still make a lot of money, you need to learn how to sell. Because time, learning how to sell something that will give you margin is going to collapse your time. So most people don't know that. As a result of that, they can't collapse time. They can't put things in proper perspective. And so they think we're telling them to learn how to sell because of something else. No, you need to learn how to sell so that you can collapse time. One of the reasons I teach people on how on the compare strategy of buying asset is because it can help you to collapse time. All right. So how can you buy back time? What are the things that make you buy back time? And how can you use this strategy to begin to focus on whatever you're doing? This is what I say to people. If you have to sell time for money, if you have to sell time for money, make sure that it's a big money so that you can use the big money to buy more of your time back. And but most people, the paradox and the most cruel things of life is that people use a bigger portion of their time for a small amount of money. Oh God, you use a bigger portion of your time for a small amount of money. There is no way you are going to get rich because that means that it's going to be a miracle. No, a small amount of your money should create a bigger amount of your money. A big small amount of your time should create a bigger amount of your money. So stop thinking of time. When you think about money, stop thinking of selling time. Start thinking of creating value. Start thinking of creating value. And then I call it the KPS. What does that mean? That means you begin by thinking of KPS. So when it comes to creating value, begin to think from the KPS dimension. What does that mean? Think of selling knowledge, think of selling products. And then the list of the things that you must think of is selling service. What did I say of think of selling service? Look at it. I created this book, right? Now I created this book. Now this is a product, information, productize. So this product, people buy this product even when I'm sleeping. All right. So people order for this product. People pay for this product. Now, what does that mean? I detached money from time and I put it in value. So I think of value. All right. I think of value. And so I'm not just thinking of time. I think of value. So if I'm thinking of value, I'm not just thinking of time, I'm going to be able to do this. That's number one. Number two, I think more of asset rather than just thinking of income. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I think more of asset, income producing asset, rather than just thinking of just income. I think asset, not just income. I think value, not just time. So most people, what they do, and by doing that, you are not able to buy back your time. So you just think about time. So when you think about making more money, just think about, oh, if I can get another job, if I can just add this job to this job to this job to this job. Okay. The question is, how long are you going to be doing that? So you want to be able to create something that can, wealth is about creating something for somebody outside of yourself, creating something that people would like to pay for. That's what wealth is. Wealth is not money, but by creating wealth, money chase wealth. So you, you're looking at value from three dimensions. You're looking at value from the KPS, which is knowledge, product, and service. Service is the least. Because why is service the least? Because service means that you are going to be selling your time. You have to be selling your time. So you have to sell most of your time. If you are offering service, if you say you are a principal or principality consultant, I beg your pardon. So people say they are principal consultant of a place. Now, what that means is that you are the principally the person that you're going to consult for the people. So what that means is that you have to show up. How many people can you consult for in a day as a person before you collapse? How many people can you consult for in a day before you die? The truth of the matter is you can't literally consult for. If you say, oh, I hear people say I get paid for to speak 3 million per hour. And the question is, how much can you have already put a limit on the amount you can make. I was told, I don't know how true is that Rema sang in Ballon d'Or, and then he was paid maybe $1 million for singing less than 30 minutes. So what happened is that some people will not make $1 million before they drop the garment. What happened? But this same money that someone made in 30 minutes, that's the money that he made that money in 30 minutes. But when I was 27, before I was 28, I made that money in 11 months. So what that means, look at it. When it comes to the quantity of the money and the time, he's making $1 million faster than I did in 11 months. And some people will spend 20 years to make $1 million. Some people will spend all their lifetime. They will never put together $1 million once. Why is this so? Because it begins from one thing. I spoke to you the other time about every business that you do have an information in it. All right. So every business is also an information business. And most people never understand that. So you can productize, you can create, there is an information side of your business. And when that information is created, people do not need you to be physically present for you to maximize time. So if you want to buy back your time, you have to begin to turn your presence into a process. Okay? You have to begin to turn your presence into a process. You have to begin to turn your strength into a system. All right? Yeah. You have to begin to turn your strength into a system. And then you have to begin to think to turn your linear effort into a multiplier's effect. Now, these three dimensions are very important. You have to turn your what? Your presence. So being physically present, you have to turn it to a process. You have to turn your strength into a system. And then you have to turn your linear effort into a multiplier's effect. Now, these three things are very important because what happened is a process help you to buy back time. All right? Process help you to buy back time. System help you to buy back time. Multiplier's effect help you to buy back time because you are asking a question. How many times will I be paid for a one-time work? It means that how many times will I be paid for a one-time work? Look at how it goes. Somebody worked 30 years and he get paid once, they call it pension. Somebody get work once and get paid for 30 years is called royalty. Now, so you see the difference. Pension create tension, royalty create respect. Tension create Pension create tension, reality create respect. So how many times are you going to be paid for a one-time work? I ask that question all the time. That's why I write these books. That's why I build assets that I build a house one time and it's going to be paid forever, for many, many, many years, to the point is, how many times are you going to be paid for one-time work? Someone is sing a song once and it's still any reality. One of the most paid dead man is Michael Jackson. And how is it? Because till tomorrow, Michael Jackson still get paid for the song that he has sung. Michael Jackson is dead now for more than 10 years, but guess what happened? Even in the grave, his money is still pimping, it's still pumping. So turn your presence to a process, turn your strength to a system. Turn your linear effort to a multiplier's effect. Now, this is the beginning of buying back your time. So if you want to buy back time, you have to think in this regard. You have to begin to think about how to turn your presence. You will start with a present, but how can you turn it to a system? Oh, you know one thing about there is a man called Jesus the Christ, and he gave us a principle that it works. He was talking to his disciples, and he said to them, he said, I will be with you always to the end of the earth. And he said, I will send you another comforter. That comforter is the Holy Spirit and is a system. So it's a software that he has put in man. And he said it will be with you everywhere. So in other words, you can turn your strength to a system. What does your strength represent? You can turn your body of experience to a system. So that means somebody else can begin to, it's called a replacement ladder. All right. That which you are very good at, you have you have been a banker for a couple of years. You have grown in the ladder. There are many people that want to do that. How can you write a systemic book that can show people how to create their career in banking, and what do they need to watch out for? How can you grow? And guess what? People that are already working at the younger ladder in every profession, though you are still working as a banker, but guess what happened? You have turned your strength into a system, and then you can turn your presence into a process. Now you can turn your linear effort into a multiplier's effect. Now this is how you buy back your time. But this is what happened. Some people only focus on their presence. They will tell you, oh, it's only me that can do it. There's something we call 80% rule. What is 80% rule? 80% rule means that if I can do something 100%, and if I want to multiply myself, if I can get someone else to do that thing 80% of the 100% that I will have done, that will have saved me a lot of time. So I'm looking for many people. I can sell 100% of the time. So I know that the people I'm raising may not be able to sell 100% of the time, but guess what happened? I raise them, they sell 80% of the time. So that means that I can have 100 people that are selling 80% of the time, and I'm going to be creating a lot of result. So my production is no more dependent on my presence, it's now dependent on my process. I bought by time. You cannot be rich, it cannot be financially free if you don't know how to buy back time. So I'm showing you the model. You see, when I found this model, when I understood this model, something about my life changed. When somebody want to work, they ask us, how much are you going to pay me? That's what a question they ask. That is a question of somebody selling a time. But if for somebody that want to buy time, he said, how many times will you pay me for this work? How many times will you pay me for this work? How many times will I pay you for this work? Somebody said, how much are you going to pay me? But the world is said, how many times are you going to pay me for this work? So it's all about timing. It's all about understanding that the only way the wealthy people don't sell their time, they buy back time. They use money to buy time. So think about that. So somebody worked 30 years and you only want a pension. Let me tell you, you don't need retirement, you need refinement. And what do I mean by that? Retirement is an ideology. It's a concept that was created so that people can be make redundant. But you are not meant to retire. By the way, you are not designed to retire. If you study the human body, if you study the human brain, you will realize that the human brain was not wired to retire. Human brain was wired to keep refining and keep working until you drop your garment. But then as you grow, the purpose of work begin to change. Remember that primarily the purpose of work is to create value. And then what you work for begin to change. At a point in your life, you don't want to work for money anymore. You're working for purpose. You're working for meaning. You're working for satisfaction. You're not working for money because you have created enough money and money start working for you. So you have bought back your time. So there are three emphases when it comes to time. There are three emphases when you come to time. And I need you to understand this. The moment you understand this, you know how to buy time. But look at what I just mentioned to you. Every time you're thinking about value, we all offer value, but think about value from three dimensions. I call it the KPS. KPS. So knowledge, products, and what? Service. Now, service is the least valuable way of offering value. I will say that again. Service is the least valuable way of offering value because every time you offer service, your presence is there. So what do you want to do? You want to find a way to productize your service. You want to sell more of knowledge and product. There is a knowledge side to every business. And every business, I say this, that the king of Israel is also the king of information. So Solomon is a king of information, not just a king of Israel. So if you look at the life of Solomon, Solomon wrote 3,000 proverbs, 1,005 poem. What does that mean? It means that Solomon understood the place of information. Solomon was sharing with people. He was communicating with the crowd. Solomon was literally building information business. So we can boldly say Solomon is a king of information business, not just a king of Israel alone. So your business has an information side to it. May I shock you? This is quite paradoxical. Most businesses will make more money by sharing the information of the business than the money that we make in the business itself. But because most people don't understand that we are not in a sharing economy, they are stuck by thinking, or if I share the information with people, they are not going to know how to do what I do. People knowing how you do what you do does not mean they are going to do what you do. People knowing how to do what you do does not necessarily mean they're going to do what you do. And so there is level of information that people required and the ability to share with them, they're going to pay you more money. There are businesses that make millions of dollars just sharing part of the information of the business they're doing, and people are willing to pay them for that. So, because when you have documented or put information together, it does not need your time anymore for the information to be sold. The same thing with product. Product can be scaled, information can be scaled, but service cannot. For you to scale service, you must follow two things. Number one, automation and delegation. And largely, what you can do with service is delegation. So you can delegate the service by replacement, a system, so that someone that you can document the process, so somebody else can look at the process. What are the frequently asked questions? What are the things that are permanent in terms of offering the service, so that someone else can do it? Let me give you an example that someone shared with me the other day. It was a very profound example. So this man has an orthopedic clinic, and is the one that is running the clinic, and he has to hire highly professional people to begin to run the clinic with him. And so they are collecting a lot of money. And someone came into the business and he told him that, come on, why not let's systemize this process? Document, you have done this thing for almost 20 something years. You have offered this service. Why not document how everything is done? Put it like a checklist, every single process. And guess what he did? He put that in process. And rather than going to hire a super genius people to begin to get them enrolled, he hired in every basic doctor, and then he hand over the document to them. He paid them less money, and he's going to make more money, and he has bought back his time. So what that means is that he has to document the service, and he put a replacement order in it so that other people can take the document and begin to run with what he's also sharing. And as a result of that, he's able to clone himself and then still buy back his time. Now, so you have to start thinking of buying back your time. Today, if you're working in an organization, it's good. But one of the ways to get promoted is that somebody else can do what you have always done. So you can get to buy back your time, because one of the roles of a leader is to learn to buy back time. So there are three emphases when it comes to buying back your time that you must have. The first emphasis is what we call the employee's emphasis. Okay, I call it the employee's emphasis. Okay, or what I call the salary emphasis. So what does that mean? Employee's emphasis. Remember what I said to you? Emphasis determines approach. So if your emphasis is what determines your approach to what happened. So when somebody have a salary emphasis or employee's emphasis, there is a way they go about their life and there's a way they go about their time. How do they go about their time? They go about their time by selling time for money. All right. So now remember, I said this to you. This is not bad in itself. It's just that it must just have a timeline. Okay. So you tell it's called a sacrificial period of your life. Okay. The sacrificial period of your life. So the emphasis is employees' emphasis or salaries emphasis. It's all about sell your time for money. In that moment, you say time is money. Okay. Time is money. So you use your time to get money. Now, if time is money, make sure that you buy more time. So that means you get more money. You get more money for the time. You have to get more money for the time. You have to learn how to negotiate for the time. You have to learn how to create an impression of value for the time so that more money can be given to you. Because if you are using a big amount of time to buy a less amount of money, guess what happened? That's a poor trade. And most people are getting engaged in poor trade by using what is more valuable to buy what is less valuable, and they're not even getting more of that thing, and they're wondering why their life is stuck. The life is stuck because you're not carrying out a proper trade. So how do you buy back your time? The first emphasis about timing is that we all have either employee emphasis or salary emphasis. I mean, we all start at the same point. Everybody start, except you are a trust fund baby, except your parent left money for you, except you are the $10 student of this world or the Dangote student of this world. But the point that most of us start life on the basis of selling time for money. It's called the employee's emphasis or the salary emphasis. Okay, so you have to look at that. So you want to make more money with that time. You want to make more money with your time. You want to be able to look at what am I going to sell the time for? Who is the best bidder for my time? How much am I going to make for this time? What kind of skill set do I need to have for this time? You have to be a better negotiator. You have to be able to make more money within a short period of time. But most people get settled just selling their time for money just to get by in life. If all you do is just to sell your time for money, just to pay your bills, guess what your definition is? You are a broke person. And a broke person is going to be broken. And a broken person is going to be shattered. So most people go from broke to broken to being shattered. So what happens is that if you're very comfortable selling your time for a peanut, selling your time for just little, just to get by in life, guess what happened to you? You're going to be living a life of quiet desperation. You're going to be frustrated. You are going to be looking at life and it's not going to be what you want. It's not going to be what you think it is. So the employee's emphasis is going to limit a lot of people, and it has what has limited a lot of people. It's not the money that is the problem. Now look at it this way. It's not that you're an employee that is the problem. It is what you do with what you are earning and not focusing on earning more that is the problem. Because this will happen. You need to begin to focus on replacing that time for something else. So a lot of people just get that, and what they do with their money. Most employee emphasis is that they use the money they earn to ball rather than to build. Now, the money from the employees, selling your time for money is not for balling, it's for building. So most people use what they earn to ball rather than using it to build. So you are supposed to use you are supposed to use money that you earn from selling your time just to fund your basic lifestyle and use the rest to build a freedom lifestyle. I'll say that again. I'll say that again. I'll say that again. You need to get this because this is about buying back your time. The money you earn from selling your time for money is not going to be used to fund, part of it is going to be used to fund your basic lifestyle, and use the rest to build a freedom lifestyle. But this is what people do. They use the money to fund a lifestyle to make them look as if they have arrived. People work, they earn salary, and they're selling their time for money, and they are using that time now to fund their life. So they get into what I call lifestyle servitude or lifestyle trap. Because there's what we call lifestyle trap. So you work, you pay your bill, you go back to work, you pay your bill, you want a bigger salary so that you can pay more bills because the bills are not growing. You ain't looking for bigger salary so that you can achieve freedom lifestyle. You are looking for bigger salary so that you can look rich and get impoverished. So many people are in the trapeze of wealth. They are looking as if they are wealthy, but we know they are not wealthy. Rather, they are living an unhealthy life because they are using the money to bore rather than to build. Your salary should only fund your basic lifestyle while you are using the rest to build your freedom lifestyle. I hope you're picking something from what I'm putting down. You see, I want to show you how to buy back your time. And the moment you understand this, it's not a crime to have a job, but it's a crime to use the money you earn from a job to ball. Because the money you earn from a job is not for balling, it's for building. All right. It's for building because you can't sell your time for the rest of your life. That is life imprisonment. You can't keep selling your time. So, this is what happened to people. You need to understand that. You need to understand that. And may I tell you something? When I talk about the salary or the employee's emphasis, I'm not just talking about somebody that have a job alone. There are many people that are running a business, but they still have an employee's emphasis. They're the one that do all the work. Okay, they're the one that jump from pillar to post. If they don't show up on the Monday morning, they're not going to make money. If they don't show up at a particular time, they're not going to make money. Now they claim that they are CEOs of their own business, but if they don't show up, they don't make money. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You can say that. So when I mean about the employee's emphasis, I'm not necessarily talking that the person work for someone. You may be working for yourself and you're still an employee in your thinking, in your emphasis. Remember, emphasis determines approach. So the emphasis is what we are focusing on. So what's your emphasis? Just tell your time. Oh, you hear people say things, oh, nobody can do it like me. Have you heard the word before? If you want it to work, you have to do it yourself. Now, that is an employee's emphasis. Though the guy says an entrepreneur, whatever he call himself, but the truth is, his emphasis is still of that way. They will hear things that I earn my pay. If I don't produce, I don't eat. Now, so the point is, he has to produce for him to pay his bill. So as long as your funding of your life depends on your production, your life is at risk because the day you can produce physically or by yourself anymore, something has happened to you. So that is the problem of selling your time. So you want to sell your time, but you don't want to be in that zone for the rest of your life because it's a sacrificial period. And if all that you are doing in your life is living in a sacrificial zone, you are going to end up as a sacrificial lamb. And most people end their life as a sacrificial lamb. They have labored, they have worked for everybody, and one day they retrench them from work and they go into oblivion. All the people they have used their sweat, their time to fund, now that they don't have the job, the money is not coming, and there is a problem. Oh, you said you may be a doctor, all right? You earn big money. You may be working in a bank. You earn big money. You sometimes you don't even have time to see your children because you have to see them late at night or something. Or you work in a firm. You work in an oil firm. You are always on the rig and all of those things. Remember, you are a high income person. But the point is, remember this. It is good that you are making more money for your time that you are selling. But if you're using all the money for balling, not for building, you're soon going to collapse. And so that's what happened to a lot of people. So how do you buy back your time? Everybody starts selling time, but you must know when to switch. You must know when to switch because it must begin with the emphasis of your life right now. So how do you buy back your time? How do you buy back your time? The first emphasis is an employee's emphasis. You sell time for money. Okay, you want more money, you go give your time. So if you want to sell time for money, the caveat, make sure that you can get big money, big money. Develop the skill that can give you big money for your time. You can't be selling your time for small money. And that's what I said to you. Learn how to sell. Learn how to be a great negotiator. Learn how to be a leader. Okay? So that's the first emphasis. The second emphasis is what I call the enterprise or the entrepreneur's emphasis. The enterprise or the entrepreneur's emphasis. The enterprise or the entrepreneur's emphasis. Okay, the enterprise or the entrepreneur's emphasis. So the emphasis, the enterprise or the entrepreneur's emphasis. What is the emphasis here when it comes to time? You use money to buy time. You use money to buy time. That is why you want to replace, if you begin to, you are an employee now, but you begin to have an enterprise or entrepreneur's emphasis. You use the money you are earning to buy back your time. You're buying back your time. That's why you are making an investment. Now, this is what I say to people. The essence of investing is to buy back your time so that you can live life on your own terms. I'll say that again. The essence of investing is to buy back your time. Use your money to buy back your time so that you can live life on your own terms. Somebody need to say that on the comment. The essence of investing is that you can use your money to buy back your time so that you can live your life on your own terms. The essence of investing is that you can buy back your time. You can use your money to buy back your time so that you can live your life at your own terms. Use your money to buy back your time so that you can live your life at your own terms. Use your money to buy back your time so that you can live your life at your own terms. You buy back your time so that you can live life on your own terms. So most people can live life on their own terms because they're still selling their time for money. So enterprise emphasis or entrepreneur's emphasis is about using your money to buy back your time. So an entrepreneur, the purpose of being an entrepreneur, the purpose of hiring is not to be a boss. The purpose of hiring is to buy back your time. So if your ability to buy back your time so that you can have time to do what matters to you in your life. Now, the person that is selling time to you need that money more than his time right now. He may wake up tomorrow morning and say, no, I don't need more money now. I need to buy time. So entrepreneurs buy time. So entrepreneurs buy time. Entrepreneurs buy time. So the purpose of building an enterprise is to buy time. The purpose of building an enterprise is to buy time. The purpose of building an enterprise is to buy time. The purpose of hiring people is to buy time. Okay. Now imagine someone. How many people? How many people work for Dangote? I don't know how many people work for Alhaji Dangote, but the point is, Alhaji Dangote has bought time is buying time. The more people they hire, the more time they are buying. And no wonder you're seeing that there is no billionaire in the world that has created abundance of money just by his own time. He has bought time, he has bought other people's time to build his wealth. So you want to buy time. You're hiring people to buy time. Okay. The, the purpose of mentoring is to buy time because someone is saving you time. All right. Someone is doing what? Saving you time. So the purpose of mentoring is to buy time. The purpose of this is to buy time. So every wealthy people is thinking of time. They're thinking about to buy more time. The purpose of hiring people is to buy time. The purpose of building an enterprise is to buy time. The Purpose of friendship is to buy time. So if you have a friend that is wasting your time, not helping you to buy back time because of the wisdom that you guys shared, you are wasting your life. So in this point, an enterprise emphasis is that time is life. So if time is life, to an employee's emphasis, time is money. To an enterprise emphasis, time is life. So if time is life, you want to buy back time. Oh, buy more time. Buy back the time, because every time you buy back time, you're buying back your life. So you can buy back your life, you can rescue your life from loss, and you can improve its opportunity by learning how to buy time. If you're making more money, you don't need to wash your clothes anymore. Someone, you can buy that time, because somebody is better than you in washing the clothes. You can buy the time. All this idea of DIY, do it yourself, is sounding like death, because it means damage it or kill it or destroy it yourself. So the more, you're making more money, I have to buy time. So I have to hire domestic staff. I buy time back for my wife. I have to buy time, I have to get nannies. I have to buy time. I have to have drivers. I'm buying back time. So I hire people in our organization that do things that I'm not good at. So I'm buying time for myself. That is how to think. So you are not an entrepreneur because you carry a business card. You are not an entrepreneur because they call you a CEO. You are not an entrepreneur because they call you a boss. You are an entrepreneur because you are a time buyer. Okay, you're buying time. You're buying time. You are buying time. So what time are you buying? Do you know how to buy time? Do you know how to change the entirety of the emphasis of your life and begin to buy time? If you work in organization, you can buy time. How do you buy time? Learn automations and learn delegations. Delegation and automations help you to buy time, because those two things are time multipliers. They can multiply your time and they can help you to buy time. They can redeem your time from loss. So, so I tell people, for me, the reason why I ask you people to make investment is not just to you to invest. I'm telling you, this is the surest way to buy back your time. This is the surest way to buy back your time. So let me give you an instance. You're working, one of my inner circle people was working in a firm, was working in an oil firm, and as he was making money, was buying apartment, was buying houses, was buying land, he was building all of these portfolios for it. We call it the FLP, the Freedom Lifestyle Portfolio. He was building his portfolio again and again. He was still working in the organization, but guess what happened? His lively his freedom lifestyle number is about 40 million a year, because he wanted to live a good life. 40 to 50 million. He built a level of apartment that can take the place of his working, and then he was able to generate about 90 million from his asset every year. Guess what happened? He has got into the freedom number. He has got into his freedom dates. He's still working, but the purpose of his work has changed. He's still working because he chooses to work. He's not working because he has to work. Now, let me say that again. Freedom means you work because you choose to work, not because you work because you have to work. So he's still working, but he doesn't have to work. He has gotten to a position we call in our fleet as DIP. What does that mean? It's called damn it position. He has gotten to his damn it position that he doesn't have to work. He chooses to work. He's not scared of any threat from anybody. He has replaced his salary with his investment, because he understood that the purpose of investing is to buy back time so that he can live lives on his own time. If that gets you, your purpose, your emphasis about investing is going to change. So investing is not what most people, it is investing that is meant to fund your lifestyle. Is investing is what is meant to fund your lifestyle. So the purpose of investing is to buy back your time so that you can live life on your own time. So you replace your salary with your investing. So rather than, so when you are earning money, when you're selling your time for money, remember you're not supposed to use the money for balling. You are supposed to use the money for building. So most people, you're only supposed to take part of the money to fund your basic life and use the rest to build your freedom lifestyle. Basic lifestyle, freedom lifestyle. Salary should only fund basic lifestyle. It's investment that should fund your freedom lifestyle. So your freedom lifestyle, it's important to you. So you want to build an asset that can fund it. So today, one of my other students too, is a lecturer. And guess what happened? He started building his asset. Now he has built an asset that can generate about 20 million for him every year passively. So if he's going to 50, if he's going to 40 million, he has already got into the 50% of his freedom lifestyle number. The purpose of investing is to buy back your time. The purpose of investing is to buy back your time so that you can use your life, you can live your own life on your own terms. So that's what freedom is. It means you're working because you choose to work, because freedom is about choice. It means you're working because you choose to work, not because you have to work. Most people have to go to work. Most people have to jump out on the bed to go to work. When are you going to get to your deep? When are you going to get to your DIP? Your deep is the dynamic position. That means, man, I choose to do things, not because I have to do things. When are you going to get there? There is a number to it. You have to own your freedom. So this moment, with the enterprise emphasis, you are buying time with your money. So that moment, time is life. Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst. Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst. So most people don't know how to use time. We waste the time. We have a wrong emphasis about it. And then the third emphasis is what is called empire's emphasis. Okay, it's called empire's emphasis. What is empire's emphasis? Empire's emphasis is about you are no more using money. You're no more using time to make money. Okay, you have left that zone. Empire's builder. As a result of that, your money now makes you money. You see, that's when people get to a point where it's meant to be called that you are now a serial entrepreneur. It means that you don't sell time for money anymore. You have bought back your time. You have bought back your time fully. Your asset fund your life, your freedom lifestyle. It fund your vanity. It helps you to help other people. So you have a bunch of money. So as a result of that, money is now making money for you. Money is now making money for you. So you're investing in other businesses, and other businesses are now making you money. You have predictable, consistent, and perpetual money. Now, these are the emphases of time. But remember, as an empire builder, which is the last stage of emphasis, there are a few persons that have got into the empire builders. They don't need to work anymore. They don't need to do anything anymore. They are now buying businesses. When you see people like Richard Branson, they bought more than 200 companies. You know why? Because they have created it. They don't have to sell their time for money anymore. They have much of money, the likes of Sir Warren Buffett. They have made so much money, and then they're just buying businesses. Most people are trying to live that on an egocentric level. That will tell you, I have 5, 8, 10, 25 businesses. But the truth of the matter is they still wake up every morning. They don't have a multiple businesses. They have a multiple confusion. All right. So they're just running around. They're not a serial entrepreneur. They are serially distracted. So you need to understand the stages that will help you to get to the third level, which is the empire builders. Empire builders are no more in need of money. They're not using their money to make more money, because you see, they have gone from time to that. They have gone from selling time for money. They have gone to now using money to buy time, to now get to money for money. So one was time for money, one was time for money, one was money for time, and now it's money for money. That is an empire builder. That's where I want to get to for the rest of my life. All right. That's the journey I am in. And I'm telling you, this is how to buy back your time. Because you see, there are many things, there are things you want to do in your life that has nothing to do with money. But one thing about those things is that they excite your soul. For you to be able to do those things that excite your soul will still need funding. Your potential needs financial. Your potential needs financial. Money is not your purpose, but your purpose needs funding. Money is not your purpose, but your purpose needs money. So if your purpose needs money, you need to first figure out the money. You need to first understand the scenario, and you need to have a good relationship with this thing so that you can use it and build something that can help you to buy back your time. That's about time, okay? It's all about time. And the moment you understand that, it's going to change your life. And that is what I'm here to share with you today. Understand these things and it will change your life. That's why I wrote a book like this. That's why I'm organizing the Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass. The essence of it is to show people how to buy back time. I want to show you how to literally buy back your own time, because the purpose of investing is to use money to buy back your time so that you can live your own life on your own terms. So the moment you know how to do that, it's going to change your world. And then you'll be able to build legacy and living good things for your children. You know, these are the emphases that most people never focus on all their lives. And they just thought, oh, I'm making big money. They want to drive big cars. You see, you don't need to drive a very big car. Your assets need to fund your car so that you can keep driving the cars that you want to drive. There was a man I met few about 10 years ago. This man, at the time I met him, he was almost in his 70s. And this man buy brand new cars every 2 years. But guess what happened? This man owns more than 3 to 500 units of apartment in the high brown of Lagos. Every 2 years, he always brand a brand new car. Why is he doing so? Because he already built all of this asset. He has found his children life, and children have married and they're living a good life. And every 2 years, this man keep buying. He built a townhouse in outskirts of Lagos and he's living there. It still help his grandchildren. It still fund their lives. You know what happened? Because he realized what I've just shared with you. One thing it's common in all poor people, they disregard time. One thing is common among broke people, they are casual about time. One thing is common among all wealthy people, they place premium on time. I will say that again. One thing is common among all broke or poor people, they disregard time. They disregard time. One thing is common among all broke people. They are casual about time. One thing is common among all wealthy people. They place premium value on time. Now, choose what is common to you today. Because if you choose what is common to you among this emphasis, it's going to affect the way you're going to live the rest of your life. All right. So, what do you want to do? One of the ways of buying time is to be able to buy the books and to gain time, because wisdom can save you time. All right. One of the things about wisdom is that wisdom had more to your life. In other words, and time is life. So if wisdom had more to your life, it means that wisdom is having to your time. So you want to pick up this book. One way is to make more money. One way to make more money is to be able to sell, to be a negotiator. Closing is about being a negotiator. All word creators and negotiators, they are closers. So you want to learn how to close. A copy of this book is 7,000. And you know, people have read this book before and literally they have made hundreds of millions in sale. By the way, people that have learned to use this book, some of them have never done any big sales before in their life. But by just picking this book and following it, one of the guys sold more than 100 million in sales in less than 11 months by just practicing what is wrote here. He said that he put the book almost at the side of his bed every night, and he does. When he's talking to a prospect, he just said what Mr. Tadika said about this day. He just followed this checklist, and in less than 11 months, he was able to close a deal more than 100 million. Guess what happened? Testimonials of different people have shown up by following this book. So, but this is what I want to give to you. I want to give you this entire book. Instead of you paying 35,000 for this book, I'm giving it to you for 20,000. All right. You can use this book to buy back your time today. And so that's not all. I'm also going to put you on my Big Money Moves letter. And that letter is going to help you to change your life literally. All right. So the private letters that I write to all my people, and I'm going to be sending you the letter as well every day, every week. about 2-3 times a week, you receive a mail from me showing you the secret and the code of things that I don't share publicly. I'm sharing with you because you want to do that. That's another 30,000 naira value. And in December, I'm going to be having a program called How to Create a Big Money in 2024. And so as a result of that, you are going to be doing an amazing stuff. That ticket is 100,000 naira, and I'm going to be giving you for free because you have taken this book. Now, if you want this book, it's called the 4X Bundle. Say I want in the comment section 4X Bundle and 4X Freedom Bundle. 4X Freedom Bundle, and you are going to have this. Now, if you're reading this book, you are buying back your time because there are some in life, there is no shortcut, but there is shortcut. And the shortcut is by looking at someone that has gone in the path you want to go and borrow their intelligence and use it to shorten your own time. Because everything about your life, you must always think in times of time. Benjamin Franklin said, time is what life is made of. So in other words, if you know how to engage time, you will be timeless. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the book. And if you want to register for the Real Estate Cash Flow Masterclass, we're going to be hosting 100 people, learning how to create cash flow for life, learning how to be a new, what somebody call, cash flow for life. You're going to learn how to do that. You're going to learn how to buy back your time. You're going to learn how to borrow asset to build your house, to build your fortune. And this is possible for anyone. You don't need to have all the money to be able to do this. You just need to be equipped with the right knowledge to be able to help you. So I'm going to be showing you the opportunities that exist, how to raise the money. I'm going to be giving you backdoor strategies on how this works. Remember, the purpose of investing is to buy back your time so that you can use the rest of your life to live life on your own terms. And this is for you, all right? And if you think this is for you, come into the comment section and just say, type Rec Masterclass. So by putting Rec Masterclass, my team is going to get back to you, and then we make sure that you have access to this thing. All right. So, and if that's not for you, there is no big deal at all. But this is what happened. I hope you've learned something this day in this night economy. All right. So we've decided to come early today so that it can allow you to also sleep. And so how to be able to create something that will literally change your life. This is a night economy, and it's a beautiful place to be. And it's a lovely moment. Have you learned today? So let me know what you have learned, today in this class. Has it been of help to you? Share this content if it has been of help to you. Thank you very much. Let me see if it has been of help to you. Learn to sell. Selling will collapse your time. Selling will help you to make more money. Negotiation. Learn how to be a closer. Okay, learn how to be a closer. And this is going to help you a whole lot. And that is why I wanted to take advantage of these things. Build a skill. I started learning how to sell professionally more than 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago. So awesome, Frank. It's good to know. Frank said it's a beautiful place to be. All I just want to do, make sure that you do someone a favor today. Put their name in the comment section so that they can also see this video. Some of them will wake up in the middle of the night. Some of them will want to go easy themselves, and they will pick their phone as usual, and they will see that you have mentioned them, and they will click on this stuff, and they will be able to come and watch this. And this could just be a life changing for them. So yeah, pension create tension, reality create respect. So that's the point. So you want to create something. You want to ask yourself, not just how much will you pay me? You want to start asking yourself a time-driven question. How many times will I be paid for a one-time work? Okay. I want to make money when I'm sleeping and spend it when I'm awake. The reason why we make money when I'm sleeping is because I've divorced my time from the money. All right. So I make money. I think of value, not just of time. I think of equity, not just of income. All right. So I'm thinking of asset, not just of income. So the truth is, And I've also mentioned that you have to create value from 3 dimensions, from the KPS. So the knowledge, the product, and the service. Okay, so you want to put all of these things in shape, and you begin to think of that. And remember, there is nothing wrong in you working. There is nothing wrong in you earning salary. There is nothing work. But the question is what you do with that money. And you want to earn salary, you want to earn it big. All right. You want to earn it big. And so as you earn this money, you're thinking of what you're doing with this. You know, so buy back your time. Be conscious of this because your emphasis determines your approach. Buy back your time. The poor people disregards time. Broke people are casual about time. Wealthy people place premium value on time. So this is what happened. Make sure that going forward, you're placing premium value on your time. If you want to have a meeting, show up on the meeting on time. Be prompt in your approach to things, all right? And this is going to help you. If you're dealing with people, find a way to save them time. If you're dealing with people, find a way to make things effortless for them. And as a result of that, you are trading on a higher frequency that most people will never match. And so that will help you. Remember everything that you know today that you have been offering to people in service format. You can also begin to create a product side of that. And you can also create an information or knowledge base of that. And that will be shock you that it's going to be leading to everything. So I used to teach people just how to close the deal. Then I wrote a book. I turned it to an information. I created a course called the Closers Framework formula on it. All right. So I created all manner of stuff just to be able to help people because I turned my service to a product, to an information. So that is what you need to do because of my premium value on time. Because to me, time is more than money. Time is life. Time is infinitely more valuable to me than money. So that is the key, and that is what you want to understand. If you can put that to use, you will start seeing a change in your life. At work, place more premium on time. How fast can you get things done? All right. How much of automation can you put in things? In your business, you can buy time by engaging in automation. Remember the rule of time. Remember the rule of time. Instead of your present, begin to think of process. Instead of your present, begin to think of your process. Instead of your strength, begin to think of your system. Instead of a linear effort, begin to think of a multiplier's effect. So if you put all of these things together, guess what is going to happen to you? Everything is going to change. So begin to have not just an employee's emphasis, not just an entrepreneur's or enterprise emphasis, but begin to also have an empire builder's emphasis. Move from the entrepreneur's emphasis to empire builder, but that is where to stay. Entrepreneur's emphasis and empire builder. Make sure as much as possible that you want to switch from just having, even though when you are working in an organization, stop having an employee's emphasis mentality. It's going to limit you a lot. Okay. You hear the word, he that is faithful in another man's business, his own will be committed into his hand. It means that you cannot own it if you don't think like an owner. So stop having an employee's mentality. If you want to own it, you think like an owner. You don't think like an owner, you don't own it thinking like an hirelings. So you need to start thinking like an owner if you want to own it. He that will have his own must, he that is faithful in another man's business, his own will be committed to his own hand. In other words, that means you have to think as if you own it. Even when you don't own it, you work there. So you are a manager in a business. Think as if you are the owner of the business. You work in an organization, an enterprise. No matter the role you are playing, let me tell you something. Your subconscious mind does not know that you are assuming ownership because to your subconscious mind, assumption is a fact. So if an assumption is a fact to your subconscious mind, as you go to work today and you assume that you are the owner of this business, as you assume ownership in that role, in that department of yours, you are thinking like an owner, that if I'm an owner in this place, how am I going to run this operation differently? If I am an owner in this place, how am I going to do this differently? Now, you cannot own it if you don't think like an owner. To own something, you have to think as if you are the owner of it. So that thinking, your subconscious begin to find a way to make you own something like that. If not that one, if you can own a piece of that, it's going to find a place for you to own it. But you can't plan to be an owner treating something that someone else owns as a trash. No, because life is not straight, it's a circle. Whatever a man sowed, he shall reap. You see, many a time you may not reap where you sow, but you will surely reap what you sow. So you need to have this understanding as you go on, because the stone that you roll back to other people is going to roll back to you in a multiple fold. So put this thing together. You get employed in an organization, you are in a sales department. Own it, own it. See that department as an enterprise. Own it, own it, own it. Give all your best to it, because you see, you cannot own it if you don't think like an owner. So I've seen a lot of people today. They will say they are coming to work in an organization because one day they would like to own their own, but they are not acting as if they own that particular work they are in. They're just looking for a day where they can just learn one little thing, and they sleep at work. They play games at work. They're watching movies at work, and they're wondering. And they think you can't cheat life. Life has been here before you came. When you are gone, life will still remain. So, in other words, be faithful in another man's work. What does it mean to be faithful in another man's work? It means you are productive in another man's work, because you are profitable in another man's work. So you can only be that if you think like an owner. For you to own it, you have to think like an owner. And so if you don't think like an owner, you cannot own it. You're just lying to yourself. So today, many people say, I would like to start my own thing. And then they are working in another place, they are earning salary, but they are not acting as if they own the job, they own the work where they are working. You're sabotaging your own progress. And I know it's not your fault, because you have never been told it like this before. So I need you to take this up right now. As you show up in that work today, act as if you are the CEO, act as if you are the founder. In that your department. Own it in your head. Other people may look at you and wonder, what are you doing like this? Own it. Own it as if you own that bank. Own it. Oh, make that sure that your section, that your branch is successful, is profitable. Because you see, whatever you make happen for others, life will make happen for you. In that place you work, own it. Own the role. See your department as a profit center. You see, think about it. Think like an owner. Strategize. Don't wait until idea is brought to your table. Generate ideas. It is better they don't take it, but take the idea. Begin to think about how to move things forward. That's how you win. That is how you win. People, that's how you win. That is how you win. The moment you know how to think like this, you will win. So, thank you very much. I just needed to give that passing message before I go tonight. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And I pray for you, and I ask that you keep winning. I love you. I believe you'll share this video. Peace unto you all. All right. Tell your friends about this. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let them join us in the night economy. It's a place to be. Share this video. Inform people. Some of you need to share this video with some other people and let them see it. You can't cheat life. Whatever you make happen for others, life will make happen for you. Thank you. God bless you. I love you all. Peace, love, and cash flow. I see you later. Bye.